Welcome to your Restore session. My name is Vanessa and today we focus on lengthening our lower back. So if you feel the lower back, the lumbar spine is one of your sweet spots, delicate spots where you oftentimes feel contracted, this sequence can be really useful. You can practice it weekly or daily to really make sure you create space and relaxation in your tight muscles. We make a start on our back. If you wish to keep a brick with you, you can integrate, or a cushion, you can integrate those props so you can feel more comfortable. So let's make a start into a constructive rest position. So your feet will be as wide as your mat and you're dropping your knees inwards and resting the head on the floor. And this is a beautiful way to create length into the lower back. Already, this is your rest position when you have back pain. So keeping your legs knocking inwards, you can lengthen the head away from your hips, and there will be a natural lifting of the lower back of the floor. That's usually your natural curl. So from here, or arch, from here, stretch your arms all the way above your head, and just take a moment to breathe in into the side of your lungs, expand, and exhale, release your shoulders. Release any tension from your legs. And again, breathing in, reach the fingertips. Again, away from your knees. Exhale. So we're going to let our knees rock all the way to one side. And if you can, you keep your arms there above the head. If that's easier for you, you can open them sideways. But let the knees move up and over to the left. And keep your right shoulder on the floor. And then take it up and over to the other side. And already here you might feel some little hand clicking in your hips or your back. Keep going side to side. And you're allowing the upper back to ground. Your head can move if you wish, side to side. Good. And then just a couple more times to loosen up the lower back. And come all the way back into center. Good. We're going to draw the knees into the chest. Press now the lower back gently on the floor. And take a rock side to side. So move the weight more on your left, more on your right hip. Keeping the shoulders nice and soft. You can even close your eyes. From that, lengthen your left leg down to the floor. Make it quite active and pull the right knee into the chest more. And then go ahead and bring your knee up and around into the full spinal twist. Pull the knee down using your left hand and reach your right fingertips across. So see if you can create more space between your right fingers and your right knee. And now from this beautiful position, we're going to circle the top arm. Yeah, so keep the weight completely onto the left side and begin circling your top arm all the way down to the right hip, all the way to the floor. Taking it up and around, lengthen even more and reach. And again, a big circle. See if you can loosen up completely your back as you do that, as you twist in. And your head is really soft. So if you notice your neck struggles with letting go, maybe go slowly. And allow the forehead even to touch the floor or the temples to touch the floor. So your whole upper body is reacting to the movement of the arm. Beautiful. Last one, hold the twist. Maybe look up and over to the right shoulder. And we pause here for already 1 minute, where we can get more specific with our breath. So we can inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, we can feel that naturally the right shoulder drops. Naturally the navel comes into the spine, the belly button. At the same time, we're keeping that right knee heavy so we can create more traction into the lower back. Release any unnecessary tension from your face. you're ready to come all the way back into center, bring your right knee on top of the left. So cross your knees, coming into half shoelace position here. Then you can bring your hands on your shins and then glue the knees towards your chest. So move them in. And this is also broadening your sacrum. So you're really lengthening the lower back area. And if you want, full half shoelace, you let the bottom leg, so the left leg, come up. And you can still use one hand on your calf of the back of the leg and pull closer to you. We're going to take the shape seated, and this will be a bit more intense, but let's really prepare with this variation on our back. So keep the shoulders soft, inhale and exhale, draw both knees closer to you as you feel that your whole lower back is literally expanding on the mat. And then when you're ready, release. And we swap sides. So keep the left knee to the chest, right leg long in front of you. Actively press the heel down. And then glue the thigh to the belly and bring your left knee up and around, coming to spinal twist. Always move slowly. There might be some clicks on the way, some days. And then open your left arm in opposition. Stay there, breathing in. Exhale, push the knee down a bit more. Lovely. And now again, you take your time to increase the space between your left fingers and your right knee. And notice any sensations in your lower back. If you feel you're arching your lower back and that gets uncomfortable, you can very gently pull the belly button in. So you can take a gentle abdominal activation so the lower back, instead of arching completely, can become a bit more neutral. And now we begin circling the arm. Yeah? So take your left arm all the way down to the floor, brush the top hip, and then take yourself on a side, up and around. And then keep going. So now if you got like ponytails or anything, you might get a mess. That's okay, that's an indication that you're really dropping the head. But think about moving your arms into the biggest circle, keeping everything soft. So the head can touch the floor, the back of the skull can touch the floor. That's it. Let's take this 3 more times. Trying to maintain the connection with the floor at all times or with your body. So your left fingertips are not floating up rigid, but they actually stay on the floor all the time. Beautiful. And one last time. Good. As you stay now into that twist, take an extra breath. Keep on pushing your left knee down. Maybe look completely towards your left hand. Free your breath, free your body, everything drops. And now coming back into your center. Take your half shoelace again on this side. So your left knee will be on top of the right. Separate your feet slightly sideways and catch your shins. One hand on each shin. Now inhale and exhale, pull the knees closer towards you. And feel that your lower back is getting spacious, like butter melting on your mat. And then you can stay here or the bottom leg lifts up. And again, you can encourage it to come closer to you. That definitely goes in your hamstrings, but it's also helping your lower back expand even more. So whatever you are, shoulders are soft. You can take the grip that feels more comfortable. You don't have to do my own thing. You can really choose any variation that allows your knees to come closer to you and your lower back to expand. And now one more slow inhale. And as you exhale, let go of the grip. Beautiful. Release your legs, maybe give them a little shake up. You can circle your toes, circle your ankles, circle your knees. And then glue the knees into the chest again. Lift the head, lift the shoulders. Press your lower back down. Then find your way to come on one side to make your way into seated. So we're going to cross the legs and move again a little bit more into the spine as we anchor our hips down. So sit on a cushion if it's more comfortable for you. Right away, bring your left fingers to the floor and reach your right arm up and across. Now this is one of my favorite things. You're pushing your hips down, taking your hand at the base of the skull. And then as you inhale, twist the chest up. Yeah, so rotate your chest to see the ceiling. And as you exhale, move the chest towards your left knee and your elbow as low as you can to the floor. So you can even try and look over to the left hand. And again, inhale, spiral up. And as you exhale, curl, move your elbow down. And maybe the belly is touching your knee. Yeah, so keep going into that direction. So what happens here is that when you twist, careful you don't lift the hips up, but you're actually keeping your right hip pushing down. You pull the belly button in, so you're literally tractioning your whole spine into the diagonal line. Keep going, and it's literally imagine your right hip is one extremity, the elbow is the other extremity. All the skin, all the muscles, all the fascia from those 2 points expands as you move up and around. So take it with a breath. 3 more times. And as always, really feel free to do the movement much smaller. Maybe for you it works best to rotate a bit more, staying high up. So really, it's a beautiful practice of free exploration where you get to know, where you get to decide what works best on your body. And every day will be different. You sleep differently, maybe the day before you've done something differently. So every day you might be surprised if something works best than another. And now when you're ready to pose into the diagonal line, walk the fingertips long. Make like spider fingers, inhale, and as you exhale, pull the right hip back. Yeah, so instead of going forward with your whole body, traction your right hip back, belly button in, and drop the head. And we're going to hold this 1 minute. And see if you can relax your legs, your shoulders, your head as you stay there. And I found it really, really effective to stretch the lower back with these diagonal reaches. Actually, this is one of the most common questions. I get asked, how do I stretch when the lower back doesn't seem to unwind? And my way to do it is to use a combination of moving forward and also diagonally, because you get to pull a bit more gently the sides of the lower back. It's called the QL, and oftentimes it gets really tense. And oftentimes just going forward is not enough. So try and add that little rotation. Always making sure you push the hips back as your head moves forward. So you're creating that stretching sensation. Good, 2 more slow breaths here. And then walk your hands back and in. Reset yourself. Feel free to lengthen your legs just for a moment so you can relax your knees. Notice how you feel on your back. And then we try the same thing on the other side. So swap the shin, which is in front. And then take your right hand to the side, left hand behind your head. Now keep the navel to the spine, lengthen sideways. And as you inhale, press the head back, open. As you exhale, curl your back and take your elbow as low as you can. Inhale, we open. And as we exhale, we curl. So as you keep on opening here, again, see if you can push the left hip down and keep the navel gently into the spine. And notice if perhaps it works best for you to stay a bit higher, but twist deeper. Yeah, just depending on that subtle change, you can feel a completely different sensations on your back. Let's go 3 more times. Slow breath. Maybe twist the chest all the way up. Exhale. And we're not trying to kill our neck, of course. Yeah. So the pressure of your hand is super gentle. It's very lovingly. Now the last time we're going to stay into the diagonal. Inhale, open, and exhale, curl. Walk your fingertips diagonally long and relax the head. So there is a little bit of activity in your abdominals. If you want to pull the belly in, push the hips down, and keep on crawling with the fingertips, but the head is relaxed. And again, 1 minute here, so you can really get to feel the whole range of sensations of this spiral. Okay, slowly walk your hands back in. Return all the way back into your center. And again, allow the legs to lengthen so you can give a little moment to your knees to relax. So we come into that upper shoelace that we briefly mentioned before, and we do this seated. So let's go right away, and then I will offer you some variations. So you're going to extend your right leg forward in front of you, and then you're taking your left knee on top of the right, if you mirror me. And you want to move the sit bones backwards. So from here, if the bottom knee is uncomfortable, you can pop maybe a folded towel so you can keep it bent. And sometimes because you got the weight of the leg, you can't really keep it bent on its own. So just place something under. It can be a block or something softer perhaps. And then walk your fingers forward and try and release your belly onto the thigh. So we're going to hold this position now for 2 minutes to really give the time to the back to open. But if this is too much for you, you can, of course, come to a variation. So you can keep your foot inside in the thigh and relax the head down. And sometimes this is much more gentle onto our knees. Okay, so let's go straight away. Reaching your hands forward with no rush to go anywhere. So maybe it's just the head dropping first. And what this position does, of course, it lengthens the hamstrings, but also all the fascia of the back body, including the lower back. And if you want to take your hands in any other place, you can do it. You can even rest your hands on a block or two. And the goal here is not to, to get to the lowest point ever. You stay into a 60-80% range, but the goal here is to slowly but surely feel that something in the back body unwinds and lengthens. And it can take a long time. So today we do it for 2 minutes, but this can be held for 5-10 minutes sometimes, if it's safe on your body. Keep on breathing slowly through the nose. And as you exhale, allow the weight of your body to drop. Your shoulders, your head getting heavier. So last 45 seconds or so, feel free to move your head if you need it. Maybe move your neck slightly. And keep on breathing in any places that feel more delicate today. If today your back feels a bit stiff, Imagine you're sending your breath directly in the area of the back that needs it the most. And sometimes it really helps to exhale through the mouth, making a sound like a sigh out. And it's also a way our nervous system naturally relaxes by making that sound. All right, take your last 2 slow breaths here. And then when you feel ready to, you can begin walking back and up. Release your legs in front of you. Give them maybe a little rocking in and out. And if you need a longer rest, come laying on your back just for a moment and notice what you feel on your back. So it's going to be really up to you if you want to be here longer. Sometimes it's such an intense position that the back needs to rest. Or if you're happy, you stay where you are and just keep on flipping the legs in and out. And then when you're ready to make a move again, you can roll yourself to the side. And we're going to take the same on the other side. So left leg long in front of you. You can cross your right knee on top, so half shoelace. And then if you need to, you can absolutely change it, foot in, drop forward. Again, going straight away into our stretch. So see if you can keep the neck fully relaxed. And if you need to move it, you can move it. Abandoning completely the weight of your shoulders. Always giving yourself permission to pop something under your knee if you need it. So make sure the position is as safe and sustainable as we have about 1 more minute here. Breathing with the fullness of your lungs and exhaling to drop any tension from your neck, from your shoulders, from your legs. No restriction in your breath. No restriction in your body if you need to make any sound or make any tiny movement. But the action is undoing, unwinding, and surrendering completely to gravity. So take now your last 3 slow breaths or so. Feeling the whole weight of the body dropping. Now in your own time, begin unwinding, coming up. And we finish our practice resting on our back. So you can relax your legs. You can come back to your neutral, construct your breast position. Coming back to a symmetrical pose and feeling your whole back resting on the ground. So I invite you to stay into this Shavasana, in this relaxation, as long as you can. 1 minute, 2, 5, 10. Really enjoying the breath expanding into the lower back and feeling that renewed sensation of openness, spaciousness in your whole body. So rest as long as you want to, and then in the meantime, I'm gonna thank you for practicing with me. Thank you so much for being here, and see you very soon.